Okay, so for the very first topic, so you all have access to this file. If there's any problem, please do let me know. Now, so for this topic, this I think topic on the seventh, it's not so yeah, yesterday actually. I got this from yesterday. Okay, so there's a changing roles, parental roles. In the past, usually the dad would be the one is the breadwinner. Okay, in the past was the breadwinner. Going out, doing all the work, making the money, making the decision outside. But the mom would be in charge of the domestic works, the all of the personal relationships and the familial relationships in the family. Um, but now it's changing. It's changing. Obviously, it's changing. So now, let's talk about the reason, and this is a positive or is it a negative development, and you can actually choose. I'm going to give you a lot of ideas here so that you can work on that. Now, uh, so first of all, today, I expect, we had the Me Too movement a couple of years ago, and well, it's just not just about the Me Too movement, but over the last 10 years, the roles of women have changed significantly. So no longer that women are discouraged from participating in the labor force. No longer that women have to suffer the stereotypes of, oh, you know what, you have kids, stay at home. This is your job, okay? Cleaning dishes, doing house chores. This is your job. No, we don't have that. It's getting less and less for the stereotype. Women are becoming more and more financial independent for men. So if they are in a relationship, but then the husbands or the boyfriends are, well, not really good, and not taking care of them, not helping them, not loving them, well, they can easily, well, have a divorce. Okay, they can easily have divorce. Right? So today, women are encouraged by society to pursue careers, educations, okay, and uh, personal interests. Okay, many women now are breadwinners in their families, right? Education. So they are okay. I don't want to use the word breadwinner. The main income earner. Okay, the main income earners in their family. So using the breadwinners sometimes kind of like difficult to understand. So yeah, a lot of women now are becoming the main income earners in their family, and because of that, okay, as a result, their husbands. Okay, sorry, I'm still letting students in, so you're probably gonna see me pause from time to time. I'm just letting the student in, so sorry for that. Okay, as a result, their husband take on caregiving roles, including doing house chores and raising babies, children. Okay, so that's one of the reasons. Okay. Now you can actually use examples in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, and these are the two cities where we have a lot of female CEOs at multiple companies. So, as they are CEOs, they are really busy. When they're busy, they don't really have a lot of time to cook, to clean, and to take care of babies. So, who's going to do that? Well, we're going to do that. Okay, obviously their husbands, right? So women. Um, furthermore, so furthermore, by the way, you can actually use all of this in your essays, okay? Right? Um, the rise of remote work after COVID-19 and freelancing job. Oh, sorry, I'm still any student. Freelancing jobs have made it easier for um, fathers to earn money while staying at home. Okay, so if you consider me, for example, if you consider me as an example, I am well, how do I say this? I'm not well, I do all my work at home. Okay, I don't have an office. Right, this is my office. This is where I do all my jobs with two computers. Okay, so in a sense, you can say that I am a stay-at-home dad. My main job is driving my kids to school, pick them up from school, driving them to extracurricular classes, extracurricular activities, and then take them home. That's my main job. Okay, is well, I usually call myself a grab bikers because I spend well, probably about every day approximately 3 hours, okay, 3 to 4 hours on the street, just driving around. I have three kids, okay, I have three kids, so approximately every single day I would just drive around in the morning, probably about 45 minutes going that way and go back home, drop my wife to the supermarket, buy some things and go home. And in the afternoon, go and pick up the kids and then go home. And then at night, after I finish teaching, okay, 8 p.m. at night, then I would go out, go pick them up after extra class and then drive them home. So probably about 3 to 4 hours. Okay, so the time that I spend teaching you, okay, or having classes like this, approximately equal to the time that I go out, just be on the street and driving around on my motorbike. So, so I'm doing a kind of like a remote work. It's not, freelancing job, but then it's remote work. And so it's easier for me to stay at home. Okay, so it's kind of like that, right? Furthermore, societal pressure uh, in Vietnam, women and men and roles have changed significantly in the last 10 years, accepting many women pursuing careers and men staying at home taking care of kids. Right? So what's the term? No, I don't remember. There's like a Vietnamese term. But anyway, this is just we actually have to acknowledge societal pressure on this topic. When if a man stays at home, right? And other people, the neighbors might like, okay, what he's doing? Why? His wife goes to work, right? And he's not doing anything. He's just staying at home, right? He's not doing anything productive. Is he really a man? Right? So that kind of societal pressures, that kind of um, backward thinking still, from time to time happen, but it is becoming less and less. Okay? It's becoming less and less in our society. So accepting with many women pursuing, okay? It's normal. It's pretty normal, right? So we have three reasons, right? The cultural acceptance. Now let's talk about the positive things. On the positive side, obviously, equal access, okay? Now, fathers staying at home can spend more time and bond with their children more, creating uh, more personal, emotional development in their kids. Right? Now, in your parent, father actually has a role, especially for young boys. Okay, especially for young boys. Now, obviously, most of the time, young daughters, young girls would look after their moms. Okay, so whatever their moms are doing, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna be like that. But then, for a mom taking care of sons, then the son's gonna look at the father because I'm male, looking at the father. So I love my mom, a lot, but then I want to look at my father. And I see like, okay, what are my fathers doing? All right. And he's like a role model. So for a lot of young boys, so a lot of boys, the fact that the father's not at home doing all the work, getting outside, doing all of these things, making money, going out, drinking, okay? All of those things actually have an impact because the young sons would look at their fathers as a role model. And if the fathers are smoking, drinking, right, all the time, then, more likely that the young sons would develop those things. No, my father did that. There's no problem, right? Okay. So by staying at home, spending more time, Okay, they actually create more relationship, and actually the kids can develop more well-rounded because they have good relationship with their dad and their moms. Instead of just, having, only moms, love me. Okay, dads, he's out there. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not spending time with me, so I don't have any relationship with him. Okay, kind of like a very strained relationship. Strained relationship. So creating more developments, okay, with more fathers deciding to stay at home, okay. Mothers can focus on building their careers without the stress of childcare and households, leading to higher productivity and economic developments. There are a lot of very smart women. There are a lot of very smart women, in this class. We have a lot of women here, right? So we have a lot of smart ladies here, smart women here. And these smart ladies, smart women will grow up and become, business women working in offices or maybe startup owners, CEOs, right? And so if they are, they're really good at their job. They're really good at their job. They're really good at, doing whatever they're doing. And so without the pressure of, oh my God, what's going to happen to my child? Oh my God, who's going to pick up my child from school? Right? Without all those worries, they can focus exclusively on their job and do a better job, basically. Right? Can do much, much better job. Right? Okay. Now, so women can do much better job, more focus, contribute to the economic development of the country. Okay, to the economic development of the country. Right, activities increase. Right, this arrangement also. Sorry, I'm still having student joining. Sorry. Okay. So, okay. Also, promotes gender equality in society. Right. So now men can choose to pursue um, their careers. Women can also choose to pursue their careers. We have equal access. So whoever decides to stay home, no problem. Men can decide to stay home. Women can decide to stay home with men. So there's no, well, there's less, I cannot say no. There's less societal pressure on, well, you the wife, you are the mother, and you abandon your kids by going to work, okay, focusing on your careers, okay, and letting your kids stay at home alone with their dads, for example, right? So actually, equal development. But at the same time, so everything looks good, right? Now, so being what are the negative things about this? Now, being the sole breadwinners, okay, the main income earners can be extremely stressful. So I know, what, for men, right? A lot of men, like running businesses, getting very stressed. And so after finishing work, what do? They drink. They go out for drink, right? So the amount of stress just there. So if um, for women going to work, doing the same thing, making even more money, the amount of stress is significant, right? It's very, very significant, right? Also, fathers may face societal pressure. For those who just joined, let me resend you the link to our writing topics December 2024. These are the real topics that just occurred, well, this week, okay? All right, IDP, British Council, and these are all the topics in Vietnam, right? So let me continue. And social stigma uh, due to now on YouTube, on TikTok these days, even on Threads, is this toxic masculinity. I don't know if you know this term, toxic masculinity. Okay, so man has to behave a certain way. Okay, what is what is toxic masculinity. All right. So, right. So if you're a man, you got to be tough. You got to act a certain way. And by the way, there is a rise of toxic masculinity on the internet, on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok. And that has a very, very, I would say, harmful effect on the emotional as well as psychological development of young boys across the world. Okay, not just in Vietnam, but across multiple countries. Um, so the idea is that, you are a man, you got to do things, you got to make money, you got to be this way. So being at home, taking care of kids, driving kids to school, doing sound chores, cleaning houses, that is not an image of the right masculinity. Now, I'm just not saying that this is correct. Okay, I'm just saying that according to toxic masculinity, that's the definition. Okay, due to the decision to stay at home. Okay. Furthermore, um, you know what? Even let's just consider the case of the parents-in-law. Okay, consider the case of the parent-in-laws, for example. So I have daughter. I have three daughters. I have three daughters. And so now if now I'm not just saying, I'm just giving an example, okay? Let's just say my daughter is older, now she gets married. She gets married. She gets married. No one even think about that, but that I don't know, whatever, right? Now, let's just say, and I totally understand this feeling, okay? So as a parent-in-law, maternal grandparents, right? Maternal grandparent, I see my daughters going out, making money, being stressed, right? Going to work all the time, working 70, 80 hours, and the husband staying at home, okay? Just doing house chores, maybe watching Netflix, do some cooking, like. So if I'm not, and my wife and I, if we are not very understanding, we're gonna be like, hey, why are you getting married to this useless husband? Now, why don't you just get divorced? Marry somebody who can provide more finance for you, give you a better life. Why you have to work so hard? Your husband's supposed to do that. So that kind of thinking is the kind of thinking among many parents who have daughters. Why do my why are my daughters have to have worked so hard? You know, take care of the family, being the breadwinners, providing all the finance, and okay, I think it's recently like in Vietnam we have this term. Is that the term? Sorry. Hồng hài nhi, and so basically dating young people, right? I guess sugar boy, right? Sugar baby, sugar boy is like for men. And so like if you make money, why do you need to have a husband? Why do you even need a husband, right? You can, you have enough money. Uh, you can hire nannies who can take care of the kids. Do you even need a husband? Okay, so I totally understand that many parents have that kind of thinking, and that actually comes from the love for their daughters. I don't want my daughters to work so hard. I don't want my daughters to be so stressful. I want my daughters to stay young, healthy, okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be so successful. All right, right. So that's also. So when as parents-in-law, they're gonna look at their sons-in-law and like with contempt, like, why do you let your wife do that? Huh? Okay, why don't you go out and work, make some money? All right. All right, okay. Sure, Hồng Giang. Totally understand. Totally agree with you. Okay. And I don't want to delve into the reason why people have this. It actually comes from survivorship bias as well as, sorry, not survivorship bias. It's actually from evolution. Evolution. It actually comes from evolution. That kind of thinking actually comes from evolution. But I'm not going to get into that. Okay. We need to cover talk. IELTS is not about, this is not a, sociology class. So no, okay. So due to the decision to stay at home. Okay. So on the negative side, lucky for me, I stay at home, obviously, but I can still make money. So nobody complains. I receive no complaints whatsoever, right? I can still make money. But just imagine that one day, I don't know. I don't want to let this happen, but I don't know, maybe one day due to my health condition, I might not be able to make money, as much money as I do now, and I don't know what's going to happen to my family. I honestly, I don't know. I'm trying to not let it happen. Okay. I'm trying to fulfill my responsibility, financial responsibility, my duty, but at the same time, I have to acknowledge that it's hard. It's hard, and it's not just, by the way, it's not just in Vietnam. Okay, in the US, same story. Okay, in the US, in Europe, very similar story. If you cannot make money, if you cannot contribute, okay, it's kind of really hard. Right? Okay. Anyway, so we have a lot of ideas here. So you can choose positive, negative, mostly going to be positive. But personally, I do believe that if possible, then the husband make money, contributes, the wives can work, make some money, but also contribute to the house chores and raising kids. That's going to be much better. Okay. Kind of like a fair, equal access to work as well as uh, family responsibilities and childcare. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic. Okay. Let me try to bold that. Okay. Okay. Some people think that good health is a basic human need. That this is very true. Okay. Okay. Very true. Now, so medical service should not be run by profit-making companies. So what do they mean by profit-making companies? These are private hospitals. So if you're talking about Vinmec, okay, the hospital owned by Vingroup, right? If you talk about Hoàn Mỹ, you talk about Việt Pháp, okay, bệnh viện Việt Pháp, and some other hospitals. Sorry, I just I don't remember. Okay, the rest are public hospitals. So the idea is that, well, healthcare should not be run by profit-making companies, right? So what are the advantages of private healthcare? And what are the disadvantages of private healthcare? So, well, one of the obvious disadvantage is the cost. Okay. If you go to Chợ Rẫy, you go to 175 Military Hospital, if you go to Bạch Mai, if you go to St. Paul hospitals in Hanoi, for health checkup, the cost going to be much cheaper, especially if you have social insurance. Sorry, medical insurance, okay, the kind of like the public one, okay, the public insurance, then the cost you have to pay, pretty low, not that high. So the cost of medical care at private hospitals, medical care tends to be higher. But then obviously the advantages. Why do I want to go to private hospitals? Because, well, like Vinmac, for example, the services there tend to be better. Now, I'm not talking about the quality of doctors. I'm not talking about the qualification of doctors, right? I'm just talking about, well, you know what? They're not scrubbing like 3 or 4 people into one room. Okay. With money, I can pay for my own room. Okay. With money, I can pay for more frequent doctor visit. With more money, I can sleep in a very nice room with air conditioning instead of just a fan swirling, right? Uh, above my head. So the advantage of private healthcare usually provide more better services due to higher costs and lower number of patients. Right? Comfortability. Yeah, sure. From that, yes, absolutely. Right. Um, Comfortability. Provide better comfortability. Now, let me continue. Okay. So that's the first advantage, higher quality of services. By the way, I don't give examples here, but you can actually, for example, in Vietnam, like, okay, I don't usually provide example. I talk, I don't write them here, so you can actually use them. Like, for example, in Vietnam, Vinmac is very famous, very popular, very famous. private healthcare providers, okay, with high technology, with better equipment, I don't know, just making them up, right? And doctors, right? Equipment and doctors, right? Okay, so you can actually talk about VinMac, no problem, okay? Now, patients at these facilities, we're talking about private hospitals, patients do not have to wait as long as they do at public institutions, public hospitals, due to less number of patients, right? You go to Chợ Rẫy, you go to Bạch Mai, just a lot of people. Even when I go to 175 military hospital, I usually use the private service, pay a little bit more, okay, but less people waiting, okay, less wait time. So, time is money, right? Okay, for a lot of people, time is money, right? Okay, so you can actually talk about Chợ Rẫy, Bạch Mai, hospitals, okay, and compare to Hoàn Mỹ, Hoàn Mỹ, and what Vinmec, Hoàn Mỹ, what's the other name? Tâm Anh, Tâm Anh. Okay, there's this big one. Okay, hospitals, Chợ Rẫy and Bạch Mai hospitals. Compared to, okay, this is, why is it not giving? No, Chợ Rẫy and Bạch Mai hospitals. Okay, there we go. But it's not multiple. Chợ Rẫy and Bạch Mai is multiple. Why are they underlying? I have no idea why. Okay, whatever. Okay. At private uh, hospitals, doctors, I would say medical professional, usually receive higher salaries. So you're talking about nurses, doctors usually receive higher salaries. So recently I read this article, I think a couple of weeks ago, that we might uh, um, okay, I don't remember this. Is it okay? So a couple of weeks ago, yeah. So okay, let me take a look at this. I don't remember what's the salary. What's the salary? What's it? Okay, there we go. Right, just think about this, right? Okay, 22,000 US dollar per month. Now that, okay, that is not 400 million. That is 500 million Vietnam dollars per month, equivalent to the salary of a CEO in Vietnam. Just think about that number for a second, okay? 22,000 US dollars, not including, okay, subsidy for housing. Oh my God, okay. Yeah, you can rent one of those uh, Vin home, okay, apartments, right? And then you go to work, yay, making this much money. Oh my God, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. That's why I got a lot of Koreans doctors, okay, coming to Vietnam. So I read this a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, oh my God, it's good to be a good doctor, right? Okay, now you're, studying medicine. Okay, yeah, I don't want to work in Đại học Y Dược, bệnh viện Đại học Y Dược. No, I don't want to work with bệnh viện Chợ Rẫy, Chợ Rẫy hospitals. Vinmec, right? Wonderful, wonderful opportunities, right? Oh my God, that's a lot of money, 22,000 US dollars every single month. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Okay, usually receive higher salaries. Okay, plus these hospitals, these institutions can attract institution can attract the most talented physicians and nurses providing better care. Right, institution. Now, what are the disadvantages? Okay. Oh, by the way, uh, these institutions also pay taxes. Why do I keep writing the word institution wrong? This institution also pay taxes, okay, create jobs, and contribute to the economic development of Vietnam. Right? They pay taxes, they create jobs, right? So that's good, right? It's good for the government, good for the entire economy, and for the people, for the rich people who can afford it. Yay! I want better service. I don't want to stay in the same bed in the same room as other people. So give me a private room. I can pay more, no problem. Okay. So anyway, now what are the disadvantages? Um, I well, a couple months ago, I remember I had a conversation with one of the parents, one of the parents, and she was a doctor at the University of Medicine and Pharmacy Hospital, Đại học Y Dược, Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh. Okay, she was, and she was a doctor there, and she was in charge of teaching, training, and the interns. At the university. And she complained to me. Just a very short conversation because, oh my God, I lose my most talented students to Vinmac because they pay much better. And she gave me a lot of complaint about, oh my God, it took so many years to train these doctors. Okay, these doctors, men, women, right? And then after 7, 8 years of training, they graduate and then they continue to work there. And after 7 years, 8 years of training, they just go make money somewhere else. And then all of the time, all the effort that she put in and other doctors put in at the University of Medicine and pharmacy in Ho Chi Minh City, they put in and they lose these talented individuals, these highly potential doctors and physicians and nurses to Vinmac. So she kind of like really hated Big Group and Big Mac is that matter. And so that's the reality that Big Mac and private hospitals can attract doctors and nurses away from public hospitals, uh, worsening, okay, worsening staff, things shortages in public hospitals. Okay, in Vietnam. And actually, we actually are seeing this. There's a number. I don't remember. Let me Hồ Chí Minh, Hồ Chí Minh thiếu bao nhiêu bác sĩ đó. Hồ Chí Minh thiếu bác sĩ. Okay, I don't remember. There we go. I read, yeah. Okay, there we go. Right. So a couple of weeks ago, I also read this, right? They can only hire about 50% of the positions that they need to fill. Why? Because of the low salaries, right? Comparing to private practices, private hospitals. Okay, so yeah, there we go. You can read about this. Okay, especially in Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi, also the same story. And it's not just Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, but also other cities in Vietnam because the pay gap between the public and the private sectors, especially in the medical services, are just so significant. Just think about that, right? You're a young doctor, you go out and you're like, oh my God, this Korean doctor coming from South Korea, getting paid 500 million Vietnam dollars per month, and I receive 20 millions. What kind of difference is that? Okay, right? What kind of difference is that, right? He might not or she might not, that Korean doctor might not be as technically good as I am, but then, why do they receive so much money? This is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong in so many ways. Anyway, let's get back to this, right? Staffing shortages, okay? And also, uh, private hospitals need to focus on making profit. Therefore, they may choose to focus on more profitable health services, such as cosmetic surgery, instead of surgery, instead of basic or preventative care. Right? So, why South Korea is just so famous for plastic surgery, because the demand is really high. Doctors also very good. But also, by the way, a lot of doctors in South Korea want to become cosmetic surgery because they make more money, right? They make more money. Cosmetic surgeon, they make more money. It's obvious, right? So you can choose whatever you want, right? Now let's get to the next topic. Okay. Now, is it better for people to be? Oh, sorry. Let me blow this up. Okay, I choose this already. Let me blow this up. Right. You don't enjoy. Agree? Disagree. Hmm. Okay, there we go. It's clear. Right. Now, should I go to work to make money, but I really hate my boss. Thank you, Hong Giang. I see your notes. So let me put it here. Okay. Let me copy paste here. Okay. So thank you for your ideas. So if you have any ideas, okay, right? If you have any ideas, Khai, Khan, Hồi Minh, feel free to contribute. And I'm going to copy and paste that into the file. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. So I'm employed, I make money, but then I really hate my boss. Should I continue to work despite the fact that I really hate my job? Sometimes I really hate myself. Okay. And I'm not really happy at all doing this. But I make money. Rather than, well, you know what? We really need money. We really need money to survive, to buy food, to pay tuitions for our kids, especially for people who are married. Then obviously, no matter what are the challenges? I mean, even my boss hates me, but as long as he pays me money, I will continue to work because I need that money for survival. So, okay, so agree. I do agree with this. A job, okay, even one that a person doesn't like, can still provide uh, stable income and allow the person to meet basic needs such as food, housing, healthcare, tuition, uh, healthcare, tuition, what else? Healthcare, housing, food. Okay. And more basically food, housing, healthcare, tuition for children. Okay. That's right. Okay, there we got it. So in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, the cost of living just really high, right? So if you don't have money, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. It's not like, oh my God, okay, I'm going to go to the countryside, okay, according to the song of Denver, okay, trồng rau nuôi cá, right? Okay, so basically I can go in the countryside, right, have some chickens, have some fishes, over there, grow my own vegetable, and every single day I'm going to go out to my garden, I'm going to pick up the vegetable, and I'm going to grab the eggs, I'm going to cook my own meals, okay, and then I can survive. That's great. Awesome. In the countryside, yeah, definitely you can survive on your own. But in a city, I know where are you going to grow your own vegetable? Where can you do that? You actually have to go to supermarket to buy food, right? Unless you're really rich, but at that point in time, then you know what? You're not really. Right? Okay. Um, Working or being employed can provide a sense of purpose in life. Okay. Reducing the Hồng Giang, you gave me that idea of isolation. Thank you. Reducing the feeling of isolation. So during COVID, a lot of people got depression because they did not have the opportunity to interact with other human beings. They were locked into this small box called their home, their apartment, just stay there and no access to human connection. So they felt poor, it felt meaningless, it felt hopeless, depressed, and then, well, obviously developed suicidal thoughts. Really sad. So being at work, despite that, oh my God, I really hate this work. I really hate my boss. But still, I can still talk to my colleague. I can go and meet Khả, for example. I can meet Kian and talk about, what is that? The ASEAN Cup is it today? The ASEAN Cup starts today, right? The AFF Cup or something like that, or whatever. Okay, I don't follow football, so I don't know, but I just recently read. Okay, so I can go and talk to anh Khoa, I can meet Việt Hưng, I can feel really happy talking to Trà, talking to Ya Khang. I love my colleagues. I hate my boss. I love my colleagues. So at least, I feel pretty happy. I connect with people instead of just staying at home, right? So even for me right now, okay, even for me right now, people would wonder, you know what, Elon Musk is so successful. He's so rich already. Why does he continue to work? Well, because what are you going to do? He has all the money in the world. He's the richest man in the world. If he stopped working, would he be dead? No. He doesn't have to worry about money for well, he doesn't have to worry about money until the day he dies. Okay? Until the day he dies. He doesn't have to worry about money. Right? But why does he continue to work? And because work provides meanings, a sense of purpose, things to do. Now, I give you free time. Okay. For one day, you can do whatever you want. You can sleep the entire day. That's good. But then the second day, not doing anything, just lying on your bed. I can sleep for another day. Fine. The third day and the fourth day, you're going to start to feel bored. Okay. Because you have nothing else to do. You go on, play video games, but after a while, video games becomes pretty boring. It's pretty repetitive. I don't want to play video games anymore. So you actually have to do and achieve things in life. There's a purpose. All right. Okay. So yeah, agree, working can be really good. Working. Furthermore, interacting uh, with colleagues can provide psychological support for workers and help reduce the focus and reduce the feeling of isolation that many people felt during lockdown period of COVID-19. So please forgive me with the grammars and things like that, right? Specifically, oh, you know what? Let me group these two together specifically during the lockdown period of COVID-19. Okay. Well, why should you quit the job? Well, first of all, working in toxic environment, my boss keeps yelling at me. He keeps putting so much pressure on me. I cannot take it anymore. I'm feeling very sad. I cannot wake up in the morning to go to work. All these negative feelings, like I have cold sweat when I wake up. Cold sweat when I wake up. So working in toxic environments can lead to burnout, stress, and long-term health issues, if not depression, if not depression. So people, okay, should leave their job to recover, okay, and to find better opportunities, right? Yeah, opportunities. There we go. Got it. Being unemployed can allow individuals to develop new skills, pursue further education, or explore different career paths that they are interested in, right? And they can be happy. They can be happy doing the things that they love, right? So if you wake up every morning and you don't consider your work, you consider your work as your interest. I wake up every day wanting to do this. I wake up every day wanting to do that. I feel really happy, you know. Now, so here's the thing. If you love gardening, and if you love collecting, okay, cucumbers, tomatoes, okay, uh, if you love those agricultural activities, then going to the countryside and have a farm can be really rewarding. But for me, okay, as a person, like, oh, wait, what? Every single day I have to wake up and very early in the morning, maybe 4 or 5. I know it's very healthy. Oh my God, but wake up at 4 or 5 every morning, go out taking care of the trees, okay, the plants, watering and digging up dirt and having worms all over the place. No, that's maybe not for me. Then the life in the countryside, working in a farm, like Dan Bo said, okay, về quê trồng rau nuôi cá, that will probably not for me. Okay, that will probably not for me. Well, maybe not for you. So you have to know who you are, what you like. Okay. Now, just a quick question, ladies. Ladies, how many of you here are afraid of worms? Just raise your hand. Afraid of worms? Worms, earthworms, different kind of worms. Anybody? Raise your hands if you are afraid of worms. You can deal with worms? No, nobody. Okay, so no ladies here are afraid of worms. That's great, awesome. Cockroaches, rats, worms. If you're not afraid of them, great. Countryside life will be for you. You can go home, you can go to the countryside, buy a piece of land, and do all the farming activities there. No problem. And can have a sustainable life. I don't know. Right? Is that what you want? Right? Okay. So interested in, right? Uh, so what do you want to do? Okay, so you agree or disagree. You can talk about both sides and you can say, well, we need to balance. Okay, balance. And if we need to stick it out, try to solve the problem with your boss, create a more healthy environment at work. And if you tried everything already and it still does not work out, it's still very, very toxic, then you quit. Don't quit at the first sign of problem. Oh my God, my boss yells at me. Nope, I quit. I'm done. Okay, no more. Don't quit at the first sign of problem. Try to solve, try to work it out with your boss, with your colleagues, with whatever that is at your work. Try to build a happy and meaningful environment first. And if you try and you fail, then you can decide to quit. Okay? I don't recommend you quitting at the first problem. Okay. Next one. Um, next topic. Some people believe that a lot of scientific research. Oh, wait, what? Okay, it's waste of time and money. Agree and disagree. So this one is a bit challenging because you actually have to discuss and provide some example of useless scientific research. Okay, useless scientific research. All right. Now, agree. Many research projects do not provide practical applications. Right? So every year we have the Ig Nobel 2024. So this is everybody know about the Nobel Prize. Very prestigious, the most prestigious, okay, scientific rewards ever. But then the Ig Nobel are awarded to research and findings that funny, kind of fun. Okay, so for example, wait. Give me some example. Face to face. No. What? Pigeons as a missile navigators. Ah, how dead trouts swim upstream. Oh, okay. Right. So the Peace Prize, the Physics Prize, and the Demography Prize. Okay. So every single year, the Ig Nobel committee it works the most irrelevant uh, research available on the planet. right? So many research. Okay. That is example. Furthermore, scientific research is very expensive, costs a lot of time and money, right? Uh, Instead, the government should spend this money on, well, reducing tuition, uh, reduce, decrease poverty, reducing poverty, and improving infrastructures. Okay. Some research involving animal testing raise ethical questions about animal abuse. Okay, so now, for the last point, it's a very, very controversial issue. Just consider all of the medicines. Let's consider COVID-19 vaccines, for example. All of these COVID-19 vaccines had to be tested on animals, specifically monkeys and mice, before being tested on humans. No drugs, okay? No drug, no medicines approved by the FDA, the Federal Drugs and Drug Administration, okay, the FDA in America. No medicine approved by the FDA did not go through extensive animal testing, okay? Because in order to make sure that the drugs are safe for humans, we have to test on monkeys. So a lot of monkeys have been test subjects taking a lot of new medicines, drugs, vaccines for humans. Even in industry like the cosmetic industry, perfumes, right? All the things that, oh my God, Chanel No. 5, a wonderful product. Oh my God, it smells so nice. Those perfumes and also cosmetic products like even lipsticks, okay? Right? Lipsticks, facial, whatever product that is, usually have to be tested on animals first before being used and tested on human. And that's the truth, by the way. That's a reality. That is the reality. Okay? All right. So testing raised ethical questions about animal abuse, especially in the cosmetic and medical fields. Okay? Cosmetic medical fields. Right? But scientific research is very important. Okay? Today, with rapid development of AI and other technology, countries need to invest a lot in scientific research in order to maintain their competitiveness. So yesterday, is it yesterday? The Future Award 24. Right? So yesterday, Green Future Award gave award to 5 scientists, including the founder of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang. Okay? Jensen Huang. All right? The Green Futures. Just think about that. Okay? AI, right? It's so, okay. How do I say it? So transformative. The world is changing so rapidly with the development of AI. And AI is just permeates across industry, change every single aspect of your life, the way you do your work, and many other things. So yeah, obviously, we need to invest in scientific research because other than that, okay, the Win Future actually celebrates and bring the top scientists to Vietnam, okay, and bring Jensen Huang to Vietnam the second time, and he brought VinBrain, okay, NVIDIA bought VinBrain, okay, so there we go. All right, NVIDIA brought VinBrain, basically a subsidiary of Vingroup. And that's that's really good. Okay, basically the research being done by scientists and researchers in Vietnam are being acknowledged across the world. Okay, competitive advantage, right? Furthermore, scientific research can provide breakthroughs in treating and curing diseases. For example, companies rapidly develop COVID-19 vaccines, okay, during the outbreak. And by the way, it was rapid. It was rapid. That was like the fastest time that a vaccine's been developed, tested, and roll out on the global scale ever. Even for polio vaccine, okay, by Elliot, okay, polio vaccine, even for other basic vaccines have not been developed, tested, and roll out so rapidly as the COVID-19 vaccine. Never ever in history of humanity that one type of vaccine have been rolled out quickly like that within 1 or 2 years. Within 1 or 2 years, right? Okay. Uh, Research can address and resolve global issues such as climate change, uh, plastic pollution, okay, uh, clean water access, like all of these things. So, scientific discovery, very, very important. So many, many things, so many aspects of life should be touched by that. Let's continue with the next topic. Throughout history, okay, throughout history, people have dreamed of living in a perfect society. And we talked about this one time, but let me remind, and let me just list out this because this topic actually came up again a couple of days ago in Vietnam for the test. So let me give you the definition of perfect society. Okay, an ideal perfect society, right? So what are the most important elements, okay, for a perfect society? Okay, now that's just okay. Um, a society where everyone has equal access, equal rights, equal opportunities to educations, careers, and other services. Access right to education, career, and other services, public services. Okay, that can be considered as an ideal society. So women can go to work, men can go to work, women can stay at home, men can stay at home. Okay, the people, whoever, okay, minority groups, okay, đồng bào miền núi, like Hờ Mông, Ede, okay, they can have access to the same institutions, access to the same healthcare, educations, career, public services, okay. So it's a career. Let me add healthcare here. And other public services can be considered as an ideal society, obviously, right? Equal access. Let me give you the attendance sheet, okay? Attendance sheet, okay, attendance sheet. Okay, good hand. One second now. Okay, all right. Please take attendance, okay? While I'm continuing with this topic. Right. Next one. An ideal society where people, oh my God, society, people are treated fairly and can contribute to society positively. Okay. Uh, so if people are happier, if people can love each other more, and by the way, that's why I love this new song from Denver. Okay. Uh, I just released a couple of days ago, right? This new song, right? Chịu điều nhỏ xíu, right? So doing, okay. I don't know if you listen to this, but um, I don't know if you listen to it, but the lyrics in the song is very, very meaningful. Doing small things, right? Making you happy, making other people happy, right? It's great. It's awesome. So doing these small things, right, can make people happy, right? Now, a country where uh, pollution is minimized, okay, natural disasters uh, limited, okay, people can live safely and peacefully. That is also an ideal and perfect society. So if you look around the world today, right, look at um, the people in Gaza with Palestine, Israel. If you look at Ukraine, Russia, if you look at Syria, you look at multiple African countries. If you look around, even in Latin America, like Ecuador, Venezuela, even Mexico, for example, drug cartels shooting people, killing and shooting with guns. That's not very safe, not very peaceful. So I live in Vietnam. I really enjoy the peace here. At least, at least, for example, so last week, just 2 days ago, right? And the um, CEO of United Healthcare died. Okay, right? So I don't know that there was an images. Let me go to the images. So basically, there was images of this person approaching and shooting. There was video footage, and this person approached and shoot the CEO of a company. He was just walking outside and going to the Hilton Hotel, and he was shot dead. He was shot dead. Okay, on the street of New York City, outside an NYC hotel. So, in America, in the US, something like this is not so, how do I say it? It's pretty normal. Like, okay, like school shooting, a mass shooting, people die from gunshot wounds. That happen all the time in America. But at least in Vietnam, I mean, yeah, there's traffic accident, obviously, right? But then I'm not worried about going out on the street and getting shot dead by a person. All right. He's the CEO of a company got shot dead. What did he do? All right. Now people can argue that the company denies access to medical care, but the CEO is not the person responsible for that. And he got shot dead, which I believe is not very fair. Now, uh, so a country like in Vietnam, I live, I feel pretty safe living here. Okay. I'm not really afraid that I'm going to go out and get killed by someone. So that feeling of safety and peace, right? There's no war that's going on right now. And consider the case of Myanmar. Okay, Myanmar. Okay, fighting. Right? So there's a lot of, Myanmar, okay, a country in Southeast Asia, right? This or there's a civil war going on right now. People die. Okay, a lot of people die. We don't receive news about it, but a lot of people die. Okay, all right. Uh, Now, any case, any case, countries. So that can be an ideal society. So how can we achieve an ideal society, right? So some example of ideal society, you can actually talk about Finland. You can talk about Norway, the Scandinavian countries, right? Scandinavian, right? Countries. Okay. So US is not really an ideal society. Okay. No. I live in the US for like 10 years. I mean, it is the most powerful country in the world. But to say that that's the happiest country or the most developed countries, happiest countries in the world, I don't think so. Okay. Right? So how to achieve? Okay. Promote governments should implement policies to promote equal access to education, healthcare, careers for all citizens, from all background, genders, and genders. Because in Vietnam, we don't have a lot of race. We are mostly king people, right? Okay. Um, healthcare, careers for all citizens, right? Now, next one, governments should provide free education to all citizens. And this is what governments in, well, of course, obviously, Vietnam, we don't have enough money. We are not that developed to have enough money to provide free education, free public education for all citizens. But in country like Finland with only 5 million people, now Vietnam, we have 100 million. Okay, Vietnam, we have 100 million people. Finland, only 5 million people. So the government can actually provide free education up to university to most people, to all people. Right. Uh, Also, I think I love this song. Each and every one of us, okay, um, embrace empathy, you know, love each other a little bit more. Don't be so harsh on other people. Treasure the small things. By the way, I love this song. Okay, I listen to this song. I love this song. I don't know if you like this song or listen to it, but if you not listen to the song, try it. And I love the lyrics. I'm not really good with the rhythms and things like that. I'm not a musician. I cannot judge on the level of musical quality of this song. I can only listen to the lyrics and I enjoy the lyrics. Okay, I love the lyrics. Yeah. So be embrace empathy, love people a little bit more. Okay, if we can just be a little bit more empathetic toward others, there's going to be a lot of less fighting on the street. Like, oh my god, okay, people honking, right, and then rushing and people swearing. Okay, people get mad, especially during the hot days of Ho Chi Minh City. Just be a little bit more empathetic, more understanding of each other. Okay, so embrace empathy. Okay, and inclusivity. Okay, so instead of saying things like, oh, okay, the people from the north like this, okay, the people from the central region like this, oh, người miền Bắc như thế này, người miền Trung như thế này, right? Or đàn ông như thế này, right? So instead of like grouping the entire group, just be more empathetic, be more inclusive and saying, well, okay, so they are different. I acknowledge your differences. Okay, I disagree with you doesn't mean that I hate you. I don't try to force you to believe in the same thing as I do. That's respect, right? Respect the difference. Be more inclusive. Be more understanding of the difference between each other. And so instead of, oh, he's a bad person, she's a bad person, that, northern people, southern people, okay, central region people, men, women, okay, whatever. Instead of grouping people like that and blaming and saying all those negative things, why don't you try to say positive things? Okay? Um, on Facebook and on threads, there's just so many shit posting of others. Saying bad things about shit posting, okay? Shit posting about other people. So just be more empathetic, inclusivity, okay? Uh, each and every one of us need to contribute to protect the environment. So not throwing trashes freely, okay, rolling down your cars. I don't know how many times I've seen that, right? A car driving, someone gonna roll down the window and then just toss, I don't know, cigarette, um, candy covers, right? And trash, even empty bottles from the car, like onto the street. I'm like, why do you do that? Why do you good? Okay, all right. Contribute to ameliorate the society. Yes, Hamzan, totally agree with you. Okay, totally agree with you. Okay, so let me copy your ideas here. Okay, thank you so much, Hamzan, for your contribution to protect the environment. Right, so each and every one of us, we need to contribute. The government cannot do everything. We need to have responsibility to create this perfect society as well. Okay. Anyway, I don't have enough time to cover the last topic, so this topic will be moved to the next class. Okay, I will discuss this. Not very difficult topic, and then next week we're going to cover some additional topics. Okay, right. Thank you.